Hi there, and welcome to today's technique video. I've been recording some of the exercises from this book, The Method for the Harp by Maria Grossi, which was published in 1943. It's a great book, and I've used it all of my life, both as a student and now as a teacher. Today we're going to start to do some scales. Scales aren't usually played on the harp from the beginning the way I think other instruments start to play scales. Other instruments need to learn their scales so they learn the patterns, the fingerings for the whole steps and the half steps. But our fingering is the same for a scale, whatever key you're in. And it becomes difficult when we have to cross under. And so it's usually, I don't start working with crossing under with scales until a student has been playing, anywhere, depending on their progress, 6 months to a year, because it's a pretty challenging thing to learn how to do. And so we're going to start with we're going to do two exercises in this video. The first one's on page 56, and it's number 4. And this is, we're going to skip the first couple of exercises in the chapter because I just want to get right to it. So really, I want you to practice first doing a motion with your fingers, like you're going to place your second finger on the C and your thumb on the D. And what I want you to do is I want you to pluck only the second finger, just as a preparation to get ready to do the entire scale. And you're going to pluck the second finger like that and close all of your fingers all the way into the palm, having the full range of motion, as if you were watching a baby wave bye-bye. That's what one of my teachers, Delane Fedson, taught me. And of course, you have your thumb high, pointed to the ceiling with a nice big space. So again, practice that just opening and closing. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of the video, of the exercise rather. So here we go. So I pluck with my second finger. Now I open everyone out, but not too much because now I have to reach under my thumb with my second finger and place it on the E. I pluck my thumb, and then I place it on the next string. So now I'm going to add another element to this playing the scale with these two fingers. So back to the beginning, pluck the second finger, snap everyone into the palm, open the hand out just enough for the second finger to place on the E. I pluck my thumb. Now, as I lift my thumb up high to place it on the 4, I'm also going to draw my whole hand back. I reach under, I draw back, and I draw back again. So I'm going to put the harp down and show you the gesture. It's as if I'm in slow motion, I'm drawing a bow back. I want to keep the angle of my hand the same. And that helps me do it. I'm drawing my whole arm back. The same thing works with the left hand. So I'm going to play through this exercise number 4. Both hands. And I'm going to do it twice. I'm doing ascending again. Now the second half of that exercise is descending. So I start with my thumb placed high with a big open space with my between my thumb and my index finger. I don't play with my fingers pointed down that way, because if I do that, my thumb has nowhere to go when I pluck. Okay. Now, how you angle your hand is going to be different because our hands are different. I started playing as a child. My hand shape is going to be different from any other harpist, as yours will be too. But this is how I learned how to play, and this is what works for me. So I have a big space. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pluck that thumb, and I'm going to aim him towards my second finger, second knuckle. Now I lift the thumb high again to place it for the next string. So now let me demonstrate that sort of moving the hand forward in the opposite direction now that we're descending. So I'm using my index finger kind of as a pivot to help bring my thumb into position. I'll say, now I'll do the descending half of the exercise twice. Now I'll put the two together. How often should you play this exercise? I think you should do whatever technical exercise you're working on every time you sit down to play the harp. And how much should you do it? How many times you should do it? You can set yourself a goal. I'm going to do it X amount of times, or I'm going to do it for so many minutes. You know, really use whatever guide works for you and whatever makes you happy, just as long as you're doing it. And doing it with focus. That is, I am going to focus on improving this particular technique. So I have asked my students before, why are you doing this exercise? And they give me this blank look, like it's a trick question. Like, actually, it kind of is a trick question. But if you don't know why you're practicing the exercise, you're wasting your time. Don't bother. You should know why you're doing it. This is my goal. This is my focus. Okay. Now, I'm going to play exercise 5. And exercise 5 is just something a little bit more interesting to do, but it's basically it's the same thing with the 2 finger scales. So here we go. So, just as a recap, your focus for improving your technique, ascending, is drawing your hand back. And that's a secondary focus. I got ahead of myself, which is this, the primary thing is close completely, open completely, close completely for ascending, and then same thing for descending. Close completely, open. Okay, so you want to always have that closing happening completely. Instead of, you don't want to play with sometimes we jokingly call it the claw. That is not going to keep your hand relaxed. Full range of motion is going to keep your hand relaxed and eventually gives you a little bit more control over your volume. full range of motion. There's many other technique things that you should be focusing on when you build those particular skills. I think that closing is pretty crucial. But we can't do them all at once. You can only work on one skill at a time. All right, that is all for now. I hope this technique video was helpful and makes it easier for you to play the harp. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up in the comments below and share it too. And let me know what other technique videos you'd like to have help with. And thanks for watching, and subscribe to my channel if you want to get notice of when the next video is uploaded. Thank you. Bye.